Hello everyone, it's your girl Asia from Rants channel. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't really been making videos lately because it is really hot, but you know what, today it seems more cooler. I'm in good spirits today, I'm in a good mood, so today I'm about to be uploading 2 videos. So for today, we're going to be talking about a Degrassi topic. It's actually a topic I've been wanting to talk about, but for some reason I just haven't gotten a chance. And you know what? I'm just saying fuck it, and I'm just going to talk about it. Because I actually went and watched the episode today, season 11, to make sure I had all my facts, shit, and everything straight. So we're going to talk about why I don't like the Eli Bipolar episodes in season 11. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to want to side rep, because there's also something in those episodes as well, other than his bipolar, that I want to address. There's something in season 12 that I also want to address. So we're going to be getting into a lot of things with this Degrassi topic, but I also want to mention my another video that I'm going to be dropping is TMNT. My nitpick with TMNT season 2, the 2012 version. I have a really big nitpick with season 2 for TMNT. Outside of it being a fantastic season, there are like some things in that season that really does irritate my soul and my spirit when I go back and rewatch it. So we're going to talk about that because I just got done rewatching it. We're doing the same thing season 3. I'm rewatching season 3 and I'm trying to see if there's some things I didn't really pay attention to where I can make a nitpick about it. Because I know I made a TMNT season 3 rant on why I feel like that was the downfall of the show. So we're going to have a conversation and see. Also, I'm almost done with Legend of Korra season 4. When I get done with that season, I'm gonna come on here and we're gonna talk about Legend of Korra. We're gonna talk about if I prefer over Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then give you guys my reasons. So we're gonna get into a lot of stuff, and then I also want to talk about the Degrassi storylines. I wish they would have done Degrassi topics they should have done more of. And then instead, we still have the Degrassi LGBTQ video I also want to make. So let's get into this. So here's my gripe with the Eli Bipolar episode season 11. I don't like Eli's Bipolar episodes season 11, which are called Need You Now Part 1 or Part 2. Episodes 38 to 39. I'm not a fan of these episodes of one specific thing: the stigma around his bipolar. I didn't like that his dad and Imogen, they all talk to him as if he was like a child, right? So let's say your kid is someone who is sensitive and they don't like to be yelled at. So there's a different way you have to address them. That's what they were doing with Eli. It's like they were like talking to him as if he's a child. Just because he has a mental illness doesn't mean you have to treat him any differently. Only thing I would say is that make sure you're just, on top of him. Make sure you make sure that, you're making sure he's taking his meds and that he's being well care of and that he's doing everything his therapist is telling him that is going to make him calm and collected. But being on his ass about buying a camera and then him asking you questions, making it seem like, oh, it might be a mood, or you sure? And like that's literally what Imogen and his dad were doing. Every time Eli spoke or said something, they instantly thought, is it his bipolar that's making him go off the rails? Is his bipolar making him crazy? I did not like that. I'm not a fucking fan. And I will say this, one thing I will agree with his dad on in these episodes is that, yes, I don't think Eli should have been in a relationship with Imogen at all. I don't think he should have been in a relationship at all. I don't think his dad was wrong for telling her that, because like he said, when you get in a relationship, it's like I guess the dad was trying to tell you, like, when you get in a relationship, it's like it brings out the worst in you. You get really overbearing, you get so jealous, and maybe right now you shouldn't be in a relationship. You should just focus on getting better. And I 100% agree. I think Eli should just be focused on getting better. I don't think his dad was wrong for telling him that. Like you said, you crashed your car for a girl, and Eli said, that's when he was in his dark place. He's better now. But his dad said, still, you did it. You feel me? What if it happens again? What if Imogen says something and you do something because you don't want her to leave you? Obviously, Eli had abandonment issues, right? Because his girlfriend, she got killed. So, just like Maya, I think his overbearingness, or him smothering you, I guess you guys want to call it, I don't think it comes from a bad place or it comes from jealousy or anything. I think it just comes from he doesn't want what happened to his first girlfriend to happen to anyone else he truly cares about. So I think him being around the person he's with 24/7 is to cause that from happening. But I definitely agree with his dad. I don't think when Eli found out that he was dealing with bipolar, I think what he should have been putting first was his health. I think the relationship with Imogen, that could have never happened in my opinion. I didn't feel any chemistry between them. And then, like I said, when I watched season 11 up until these episodes, I totally forget they even did a build up with them or even mentioned that they liked each other. They could have just did the Fiona and Imogen shit because Fiona had feelings for Imogen, but she didn't know if Imogen liked the girl, so she just, forced Eli and Imogen to be a relationship because she couldn't say she liked Imogen. Imogen and Eli were together for all the wrong reasons, you feel me? When she said she don't think that they're right for each other, I don't think it had anything to do with that specifically. I think if what happened didn't happen to Eli, what happened with him and Claire, I think him and Imogen would have been in an okay pairing for me. I wouldn't have been against it because I feel like even after their relationship didn't work, they still remained to be good friends. I think they just, at that moment in time, in season 11, I don't think they were compatible. You feel me? Because like I said, I understand Imogen is, was reading up on bipolar and how to, learning how to be with a partner who has a bipolar disorder and things of that nature. But I feel like when she made an art project out of Eli's mental illness and sent it to a fucking art school, I don't think she had the right to do that. You feel me? Because I think Eli's mental illness is something he wanted to keep private. Because up until season 12, he didn't tell anybody that he suffered from it. If y'all think I might, go back and watch season 12. The episode when he broke up with Claire is when he finally told the college administrators that he suffers from bipolar disorder. That was the first time he ever came out publicly and ever told anyone besides his closest friends that he does have a mental illness. I feel like Imogen, making a portfolio of his mental illness and trying to tell him that you're not the only one who suffers from it. A lot of, actors, actresses, and, greatest people around the world, they all suffer from it. So I understand she's trying to make him feel like he's not alone. But at the end of the day, I do think she was out of line for that. Because I feel like that is something that should have been talked about at least. Or if you know that's something he wants to keep private, why do you want to display it all over the world? You feel me? And I hated that whenever Eli expressed his emotion, they instantly thought, oh, he off his meds, and that, oh, it's his bipolar acting up. Because he didn't mean to break Imogen's camera, but I think, in that moment when he said, I'm your boyfriend, not your charity case, I absolutely agree. I think Imogen was scared to be with someone who was bipolar. I think she thought maybe Eli was going to hurt her, but I feel like her lying about her whereabouts and things like that didn't make it any better, because it shouldn't have took Eli to see what she was up to or going to her house for her to answer his phone calls and all that. She talked about, she's been hanging out with Fiona because she's been trying to get advice on how to approach him, that she wants to break up with him because he keeps avoiding it. When, if anything, she brought it up and then she instantly said that she couldn't speak because she needs to hang out with Fiona. So the conversation that she wanted to have, he was willing to have it. She's just the one who's been avoiding, for real. And, Eli asking Imogen when did her and Jake become friends and things of that nature, him becoming jealous and saying, oh, she's cheating on him and that, such and that. I don't blame him for saying he thought she might have been cheating because, again, like I said, he was giving her, shit tons of messages. She didn't answer any phone call. He went to her house, and she lied about her whereabouts, and the next day at school, she said her phone was off, and when he said that he went to her house and her dad answered the door, she immediately changed her story to, I was walking my dog. So all these lies and everything like that, you can't blame Eli for getting agitated because it's like, Imogen, whatever you was feeling, you could have told him. But like he told her when he was at Fiona's house, I can't talk to you because whenever you feel like I'm expressing an emotion, you think I'm going off the rails. You think it's my bipolar or something, and I just didn't like that. So Eli's bipolar episode season 11, I do not like them at all. I'm really against them. They really hurt me because I feel like there was a different way they could have wrote his episodes. I think these episodes would have been written better had he not been with Imogen. I don't think he should have been in a relationship. I think these episodes would have been definitely better if Eli was single, just trying to focus on his health how to, living with a bipolar disorder, which is something completely different if you're someone who's never known it was a chemical imbalance in your brain up until now. Him going to therapy, I feel like his part one and part two episodes could have been episodes of him trying to make amends, because I know he did that with Jake and Claire when he first came back to school, but I feel like it could have still carried, still apologizing to Jake, still apologizing to Claire and Imogen. Him and Imogen didn't need to date. That could have strictly stayed a friendship. Period. On to everything else in this episode. Like I said, when y'all go back and watch Degrassi, there's always things you look at differently. And it's crazy to me how Tori always kind of been jealous of Maya, for real. She was jealous of Maya for being more talented. She was jealous that Maya was the prettier one, all of that. So in this episode, when I say that the freshmen, as for Maya, Zig, Tristan, and all of them, got some of the worst storylines for a freshman class, there's no debate. They had some of the worst fucking storylines for a freshman class, especially in season 11. It's like the Degrassi writers didn't even try to give them anything interesting. Zig and Tori and Maya and Tristan, none of them got anything too much. They didn't get enough interesting storylines in season 11 for me up until season 12. I feel like in season 12, I liked the Maya storyline with Cam. Tori, why the fuck was she still here? Zig didn't get anything. He had that one episode season 12 about being poor. Tristan had that one episode about, going on a hunger strike and damn near having a heart attack, which is a really good episode in my opinion. But I feel like in season 11, they really didn't give them too much of anything, and I didn't like that. So Tori is trying to try out for the cheerleader team, and Marisol don't really think she got the athleticism to be a cheerleader. Marisol is such a mean girl. She's such a bitch, and this is why I say I feel like she should have been more like a main character. Because I feel like when it comes to Mean Girls, she definitely should be in the conversation, even though she wasn't on screen as much. But I feel like when it came to her being a bitch, she absolutely did it to perfection. She was a bitch, for real. When it came to Tori, she just was being so mean to her, being such a bitch. But you know what? I can't blame her, because Tori is a bitch too. She is a jealous ass bitch. She's been jealous of Maya since day one, for real. So Tori was late for cheerleader practice because Zig wanted her to record him skateboarding, right? She stayed extra 10 minutes to help Zig skateboarding, which got her kicked off the team into being their mascot. So she told Zig she needed to go. Zig said, alright, that's fine. He said, I'll just get Maya to record me. She said, Maya? He said, yeah. He said, she's in the library. He said, I'm pretty sure she's going to have a problem doing it. She instantly grabbed the camera and said, okay, 10 more minutes, then I gotta go. Then, in the part 2 episode, Maya checked her and said that, oh, it's funny how you could step to everybody else and put everybody else in their place, but with Zig, you such a pushover. This bitch Tori gonna tell Maya that you're just jealous that I have a boyfriend and you don't have nobody. And Maya was like, yeah, I guess that's where it's coming from. She said, but yet you're so happy. Tori been jealous of Maya since day motherfucking one. Let's be real. Like I said, she was jealous that she had more talent than her. She was jealous that Zig wanted her and didn't. She was mad that Zig wanted Maya and didn't want her. She was jealous of Maya since day one. Why was Tori and my girl Zoe coming for Maya for no reason? These hoes was coming for my girl for absolutely no reason. It was smoke in the air, and Maya always cleared it. What do you mean? The fuck? Stop it. As your friend, I should feel like I should be able to tell you anything without you thinking it's coming from a place where it's jealousy. At the end of the day, Tori, it's a good question. You always support Zig whenever it's something. You drop everything to support him. You show up, but he never shows up for you. And you nip it in the bud, you nip it. But it's you can puff out your motherfucking chest and blow that house down when it's anybody else who come your way, but with your boyfriend, you such a pushover. That aggression she was giving Maya, it should have been what she was giving Zig, period. Because it's why is it okay for your boyfriend not to support you when it comes to anything that you want to do, whether it's pageant or children? If it's something you are passionate about, there should be no question why your partner cannot be there to support you. But yet, you always supported him, whether it's to record him skateboarding, but it's a skateboarding tournament. You're right there. You show up. That's all Maya was telling her. Like, you show up. Zig doesn't show up. You need to tell him how the fuck you feel so y'all can work it out. If not, cut that shit. Cut it quick. This bitch really gonna tell Maya, oh, you're just jealous because I have someone and you don't? Like, in season 12, she gonna ask Maya, why did you ask Zig to help you with your act for the pageant? You needed my permission because that's my boyfriend. First of all, Zig is in your property and I don't need your permission. Me and him are both in the band. He plays an instrument. We have a song we're going to play. This bitch Tori was literally coming for mine for no reason. You're the one who told her that she should try for the pageant to build up her self-confidence. She does it and gets in the running. She was in the running for, I think she was a runner-up for number 2. And you feel like it's like a competition. This is your motherfucking friend. If a pageant is what you do to help build up your confidence to know you're pretty without needing a man's validation, even though Maya was saying, oh, those are shallow and da-da-da-da-da-da, because the judge is based on who's the most prettiest. Yeah, she's right, but Maya did it for her own self-confidence. She didn't do it because of a boy. She didn't do it because of Cam. She did it for herself. You feel me? And Tori, the second Maya becomes the number 2 in the running, you become jealous of her. Talk about, oh, you're not the right type of pretty. Oh, why are you acting like this? You just told your friend she's ugly as fuck. You told her she's like a kid. She got a boy body. You basically told her that never in a million years will you think she ever, like, fucking with you when it comes to looks. And it's like, girl, you're not even all that in a bag of chips. Really cool it. Like, you could tell, and I know that's Cassie Steele's real sister. Manny, y'all know Manny, her real name is Cassie Steele. You could tell that's her sister because them bitches got the same fucking ego in this show. Manny really thought she was that bitch. And maybe to 1,000 other people who watch the show, maybe they felt like she was, but to me, Manny was the most insecure bitch in the room. She needed validation from everyone, and I feel like that's what I feel in Tori's fucking character. Like, she really was coming towards mine with so much, like, aggression for what? It's like, girl, what's your problem? Like, why is you coming for my girl? I'm confused. She a jealous ass bitch. I don't like her. I've never liked her. Never when I rewatch the show and rewatch it, it's just something about her that just makes me feel like she's not my real friend. She does to her, and she was praying for her downfall. Their friendship never made sense to me to begin with. That's just how I feel. And then everything with Casey and Jenna in this episode, I'm gonna say this. It's funny to me that Casey is getting on Jenna's ass for trying to visit their son when you didn't help at all when this nigga was living with us before we gave him up. So please, don't ever get on my ass and tell me, oh, don't you want to be a good mother? Da, 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 da. Bitch, I was a good mother. I was a good mother to that kid for months before we gave him up. You never helped him when he was born. You was busy working, cheating, or doing everything else other than being a fucking dad. And all of a sudden that we didn't give him up. We didn't gave him up, and all of a sudden you want to be a good father now when it doesn't really matter because he's in somebody else's care. He's in someone else's hands. It doesn't really matter if you show up or not. And I feel like if it's an open adoption, I feel like there should be no ifs or buts if Casey and Jenna want to do more with their son. If it's an open adoption, that means your son is going to know that he's adopted, but you are his birth parent. I feel like the adoptive parents for Casey and Jenna don't want them to be involved because I feel like they didn't want their son, they didn't want Ty to be confused on who his real parent is. There isn't going to be any confusion. Right now, he's just a baby, you feel me? Right now, y'all are his adoptive parents. Jenna and Casey are his birth parents. It's an open adoption. At the end of the day, that's how you still build a connection, you feel me? Because once you give your kid up for adoption and you never visit or anything, there is a resentment to where it's like, why did they give me up? How come they never came and saw me after they gave me up? You feel me? I don't know. I just thought that family was weird when they gave the baby up. Maybe they should have gave the family. Maybe they should have gave their baby to a different family that wasn't acting weird or fishy. And I'm not going to get on Jenna's ass for not feeling ready to visit Ty. You feel me? Because it's taking time. It's like if you get an abortion and you know you wanted to be a mother, but just right now wasn't the time. I feel like that's what it was with Jenna. I think she did want to be a mom, and I think she did want to raise Tyler. But being with Casey and being in the environment that they were in, neither one of them were happy. Their relationship was toxic as fuck. She was depressed as hell for basically raising this kid all by herself. Casey wasn't helping. His mama wasn't helping either. She was doing everything on her own. She didn't have a good support system. You feel me? And she really didn't have no choice because she already told Casey once they get the baby up, they weren't gonna be together for real. So if she had, because she eventually moved in with Allie's parents wasn't gonna let her move in with no fucking baby. You feel me? So I just feel like Casey, you really ain't shit because now all of a sudden you want to make amends when it doesn't matter. You can make amends. You can make the amends all you want. You feel me? But at the end of the day, you're the one who didn't want to be a dad. You're the one who wasn't around. You was the one who was out cheating with Marisol. So at the end of the day, it isn't really much she could say to Jenna that would make her feel like she has to forgive him because she doesn't. She doesn't. She can hold the resentment as long as she wants because I would too because it's like, damn, you basically abandoned me once we had this child. You said fuck me and fuck him. And all of a sudden that we didn't gave him up and all of a sudden you done had this different perspective of life. Nobody trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear it. So that's all I really gotta say for real. I didn't really want to get on here and say too much. I just want to tell you how I feel about the Eli episodes for real, and then the other side plots as well. Like I said, we're going to talk about TMNT Season 2. My Nick picks, like I said, please be looking out for my Degrassi topics I wish they would have done more of. We're going to be talking about Degrassi LGBTQ storylines and the heat that some of the fans have with Degrassi writers representing the gay characters of Degrassi a little bit more. What's another video I want? Oh, we still got to talk about Legend of Korra. So yeah, all of that. We'll get into all of that. Don't worry. As always, it is nice talking to y'all. Catch y'all in my next video. Actually, no, there is something else I wanted to mention. I just totally forgot. Hold on. It's a good thing I fucking remember because y'all, I was just about to forget. Hold on, we not done yet. There's something I really got to talk about because I said it in the intro. Okay, so I really want to know something. So I want to know this. Why is it when a female... Okay, so basically like Vampire Diaries, let me just use this as an example, like Vampire Diaries, so y'all know what I'm talking about. Or in the summer I turned pretty, right? Why is it that when a female isn't sure about who she wants or who she wants to be with, and her feelings are conflicted, why is it okay for her to bounce from boy to boy, especially when it's two boys that she know that love her? For example, why was it okay for Elena to be in love with Stefan and Damon and basically, balance when and when she wants to be with them? If Stefan ain't acting right, she go to Damon. If Damon ain't acting right, she going to Stefan. Why is it okay for her to do that? And I keep hearing, it's conflicting feelings, she don't want to get hurt. But why does it make it right? When it's a female, I instantly feel like it's a double standard, it's special treatment. Just like in the Summer I Turned Pretty. When Conrad wasn't acting right in Season 1, Betty ran to Jeremiah. That's what she did. She was with Jeremiah because she knew it was more the safe choice, I guess you could say, in Season 1. Even though she knew her heart was still with Conrad, she ran to Jeremiah because Conrad wasn't acting right. But why is that okay? No one ever says why is it okay, because it's not okay. All I ever hear is that, Jeremiah knew that she was in love with Conrad. But here's my thing, though. She told Jeremiah to his face that she could see them being something in the future. She kissed him more than once. So is that not leading him on? Is that not leading him on and then leaving him hanging when the other boy gives her the green light that yes, they want to be in a relationship? Why is it okay? So here's my thing. So in Season 12 for Degrassi, right? Episodes 15 and 16, Never Ever, Part 1 and Part 2, Jake asked Katie out, and she turned him down and said no. When Dallas asked her out, she was cool going out with Dallas, but she used Dallas just like Belly. She was with Dallas or trying to be with him for the safe choice because she didn't know if she wanted to be with Jake. It wasn't that Jake wasn't acting right or whatever. It was just that she was basically scared to be in a relationship again, so she went more with the I'm going to just go out with this guy or just try to go out with this guy because even though I don't really like him, I can't be with the guy I really do like. For what reason? Who the fuck knows? She never even said why she didn't want to go out with Jake. She basically led Mike, I keep saying Mike, she basically led Dallas on and then get pissed at him in the episode when he fucked up her and Jake's tomato garden. And it's like, Kenny, you the root of all that. You fucked up. The reason why he even destroyed the tomato garden is because you thought it was cool for you to lead him on when you knew how he felt about you. He might have gained feelings so quickly even after y'all done hung out that one time. There is something I do look at differently with Dallas's character, is that I feel like he couldn't handle rejection. So if it was Fiona or Katie or even Allie who rejected him, it didn't make him spiral and act like a jerk because maybe he's not used to being told no. Maybe, he's always used to, girls chasing him or whatever the case might be. So it might have fucked up his ego to where it's like, damn, she chose this nigga over me. Or maybe it's just that, every time he showed a softer spot at him to a female, they always run to another guy. I feel like in that moment, Katie was wrong as fuck. This nigga invited you to his hockey game, paid for an extra ticket for you to come to his game just for you to sit in the fucking bleachers and kiss all over another nigga. And if people gonna say, oh, Katie had feelings for Jake anyway, so why is Dallas mad? Dallas didn't know she had feelings for Jake up until she told him the next day. She told him the next day and said, oh yeah, me and Jake are together. I didn't have a thing for him for a while. I was just scared to go all the way. So that's why I was kind of like just hanging out with you. She basically told this nigga to his face, I kind of used you. And just expected him to be okay with that. I don't understand your mindset. It's okay for a female to do it, but when a nigga does it, he's being a hoe. Oh, he being a cheater. He trying to have his cake and eat it too. So then wouldn't it be the same thing with bitches then? Because I'm tired of this double standard because y'all are the same motherfuckers who would sit here and say Katie wasn't wrong, but then y'all would sit here and say Lucas ain't shit. It makes no sense. I'm not condoning the cheating that Lucas did, you feel me? But at the same time, he was in a conflicted place because he was in love with Peyton, but he still felt something for Brooke too. Because if he didn't, why was he with this girl in season 1? You feel me? Why was he trying to get back with her in season 2? Why was he dating her in season 3? There had to be something there between him and Brooke, or he had to feel some type of way towards Brooke. Otherwise, what the fuck was he dating her for? A safe choice? We would never know. If that's the case, then it ain't right though. But at the same time, Lucas gets shitted on for basically, I guess you could say, trying to have his cake and eat it too. But then it's like, okay, so then let's talk about Billy, Jeremiah, and Conrad. Was she not trying to have her cake and eat it too? What about Bella from Twilight? Was she not trying to have her cake and eat it too? What about Maya from Degrassi with the whole Zig and Miles storyline with the love triangle? Was she not trying to have her cake and eat it too? What about Claire with the Eli and Drew shit? Was she not trying to have her cake and eat it too? I mean, come the fuck on. What about Lori from The Walking Dead? Was she not trying to have her cake and eat it too? So I mean, like, please talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Because whenever it's a female, you also quick to say, oh, she didn't know what she was doing. Her feelings are in a bad place and da-da-da-da-dee, da-da-da-da. But when it's a man, oh, he ain't shit. He knew he was wrong. He trying to have a cake and eat it too. I can't believe he did that. Why would he pit those two women against each other? Why would he fuck with their feelings? Okay, but then it's the same thing you can say about a female. Period. Because I feel like Katie was wrong. If you knew you really didn't like Dallas like that, why the fuck did you even agree to going on a date with him? Why did you allow this nigga to pay a ticket out of his pocket for you to come to his game just to end up in the fucking bleachers kissing on another nigga? Like, I don't give a fuck what y'all say, it don't make it right. And then Katie was wrong for, I mean, I understand what she was saying, that her and Jake wasn't together, but he also did have a point. You just got done dating a jock, right? She just got done dating Drew, right? You just got burned by this nigga, and then you're gonna go back and do the same thing over again. So you making a mistake not once but twice, and then you're gonna be so quick to say, oh, niggas ain't shit, after you are choosing to date who you want to date. You don't have to be with a nigga. If you know that jocks aren't your type, if they're the ones who's always hurting why are you running right back to another job? When you have a nigga right here who likes to garden, he all about pollution and saving the world and, you know, whatever the fuck. Why not? I'm just so irritated. I just wanted to mention that because I feel like it's a double standard. Like I said, I think Katie was wrong as fuck for doing what she did to Dallas. I don't blame him for fucking up the garden. I would have done the same thing because it's like, damn, did this hoe just really play with my feelings and then come to school the next day in the class and tell me she used me and then expect me to be okay with it? Since when is that okay? So, as always, it is nice talking to y'all, and I will catch y'all in my next video. Now I'm out this bitch. Peace.